everyone, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake, your favorite.
And this is the Bible Reloaded, and today we're looking at yet another chick tract.
Are you guys surprised?
They shouldn't be. We do them like every 2 weeks.
This one's called Fatal Decision. Look at that guy. He made a fatal one.
He's super angry at that needle, and or maybe the question mark that is behind it. Here we go.
Yeah! Something's biting me! The pain is killing me!
I've never seen a bite like this. It looks horrible. We've got to find you a doctor. Do you like my non-specific accent?
Are you Patrick Stewart?
I might be Am I Patrick Stewart? Hold on, I can do it
guy.
again if you want. I'll be Patrick Stewart, and I'll do my best, and it'll disappoint everyone.
No one wants to hear that. I just think it's Jungle Patrick Stewart.
Too bad. Nope, not gonna do it. Never mind. Bailing out. Also, I like that the first jungle panel, I didn't know there was a way to both draw a jungle and also make it super lazy. It almost looks like a repeating pattern type deal, but it's definitely not. Someone's just real shitty at their job. It's like they said to the shader, "Can you draw?" And he said, "No, I'm a shader." And they said, "I don't know. Just shade this." We've got nothing to fight this with. He must be flown to the USA immediately. Makes me wonder why this panel is even here, but on your way.
He's like, I want to draw an airplane, but not really draw an airplane.
He's real good at the shape, but not so much the coloring of the airplane.
Those are also the worst clouds I've ever seen. This is not starting off very well.
That's just the plane taking off from the perspective of a close-up of a cauliflower. Look at that leg! It'll take a miracle to save him.
Will you shut up? I'm a little self-conscious about the leg now.
I'm sorry, I have trouble controlling the volume of my voice.
I got bit by a fucking jungle thing. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a man, a tiny jungle man.
The tiny jungle men of Papua New Guinea have been a problem for years. I've been telling them, wipe them out. They're tiny, no one will miss them.
Plus they're brown. No brownies in my jungle.
I want the blood work done, stat. He's critical. This can't be.
I'm afraid it is. It looks like an anchor with a hook hand. It's an anchor hook hand virus.
I'm glad that this, some sort of medical technician is not as attractive as the doctor. He knows his place. I think it's illegal to hire medical technicians who are more attractive than the doctors at the hospital.
I mean, he's not really, he was formerly attractive, clearly.
Oh, certainly.
He kept the stash. He shouldn't have.
Get this patient out of there into the isolation. Triple gloves for everyone. All who attend him must protect themselves. We could all be in great danger.
Doctor, you know that, triple gloves isn't really going to do anything.
It's like wearing 3 condoms. Works super well. Won't tear. He has authority because of the mustache. You gotta listen to him, okay? It's like everything filtered through hair on your lip becomes true. That's the thing people with mustaches won't tell you. Beards negate it, by the way.
Dr. Bowers.
Yes.
You've got an urgent call from the Center for Disease Control. They're worried about the music note hook hand anchor disease.
I can't take the call right now. I'm wearing one of these helmet things. They wanted to give me just a gas mask, but I told them no. I need people to see the stash, even through the mask. So they got me this. They special ordered it.
There are almost 2 identical strains of this infection. Type 1 is worse than Ebola. Ebola's pretty bad. Makes you bleed from your orifices. Your patient has type 2, which is worse than type 1. You're not very lucky. It's not contagious, but he'll die within a week due to his penis will get off of his body. It will melt right off of his body.
It's gonna melt? It's gonna melt his dick? How is it gonna melt his dick? Like it liquefies?
It's just the spongy tissue in a dick is very susceptible to this hook hand anchor music note disease type 2.
Like cabin fever with that kid from Boy Meets World?
Yes, it's just like cabin fever, but with it's penis specific. If he had a clitoris, he'd be fine.
Unless what?
A new vaccine has been developed in Switzerland. It's called a Swiss Army knife. We just take it and we snip her right off. And then you can keep it in a jar. And then maybe years later, when it has evacuated his system, we can reattach his dick or get him a bionic penis.
Ah, bionic penis. I'll take that shit. It's like Lee Majors. Lee Majors' dick is probably the best dick.
It's pretty much a tiny penis-shaped Lee Majors doll. that we stick to the place where your penis used to be.
Oh, is it like one of those sweet action figures of the Bionic Man from like the 70s
Yeah, you
where you
press
could
the
look...
button on his back and he's got like bionic punch powers. Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna get so many ladies off. Just the thought of Lee Majors is enough to make women weak in the knees. Weak in the knees is what old people used to say when they wanted to say makes women wet, but they couldn't say that yet because it was the 60s.
Are you interested, Dr. Bowers?
Yes, give me all the details. Actually, technically, a vaccine wouldn't help him because he already got the disease. A vaccine is preventative, not treating. So
We're doctors. We don't need to worry about the details of your gobbledygook medical science.
I mean, this is going to be a fruitless effort. I'll do it anyway because I think at the end I'm supposed to convert it or something, or someone is, or whatever. But I'm just saying, this is going to be worthless. Oh, hi, Lois Griffin.
My son John, my only living relative. Without him, I can't survive. All I have is $3,000, which is apparently my life savings. My life is not worth very much. It's yours, I promise. Just promise me you'll do your best to save John.
I promise. You can tell I promise because I extend my forehead beyond the limits of human comprehension.
Look how furrowed your brow is. It looks very concerned for me. Your nose looks pretty neutral about it, and you have kind of a tiny frown. If you take your thumb and block out the rest of it, it looks like you're just sad. But if then you move your thumb down and just look at the furrowed brow, you look extremely worried. But if you move your thumb and reveal all of your face, you're very concerned, but still very professional.
Dr. Bowers, you have no idea what you've gotten yourself into.
Was that Jack Chick?
This is what I think Jack Chick sounds like. He sounds very official. He's like an announcer. He's like when you gotta do, we gotta pause for station identification.
I don't
WOI9! The Fox!
Really?
Yeah.
Hugo and the Badger!
We're not bringing back Hugo and the Badger.
Hugo and the Badger!
I hate the Badger. He was a terrible partner.
That was an eagle, but I did poorly.
The thing about badgers is they're bad at working a soundboard, and also they shit everywhere because they're wild animals, so they make real bad talk show hosts. Switzerland! I'm surprised Jack Chick knows
This is the entirety of Switzerland. It's a mountain, and then there's a place in the mountain.
Yeah,
and that is what we know as Switzerland.
Jack Chick knows the Swiss live in mountains, so clearly the hospital in Switzerland, this is what it looks like.
We do have one vial available, Dr. Bowers. It's very expensive. You sure you want this? We're talking 6 figures.
Yes, I must have it! It's a good thing Chick Chacks aren't allowed in Canada. This would be very confusing for them, the idea of medicine that you don't get for free. If I sell my stocks and bonds, I should have just enough!
Gregory House is apparently retired to the Swiss Alps to sell medication to people. Dr. Bowers, that's insanity.
I made a promise and I must keep it. I'm taking a leave of absence. Thanks for talking this through with me, crackhead.
Next day.
What's up?
Dr. Bowers received more complaints. You were rude to yet another patient. That's your 5th violation. Next time you're gone, Brutus.
I hate this hospital and these lousy doctors. I'll get even with Dr. Bowers if it's the last thing I do. You can tell I'm the bad guy because I have a pencil stash, unlike the authority stash of the doctor. Also, I have a dog, a knife, a skull, and a face tattooed on my arm.
Is that a face? It looked like Uranus.
Looks like Uranus, the planet?
Yeah, kind of like it's got like a ring around it and like orbiting moons. I don't know.
You mean Saturn?
Yeah, why are you talking out loud about your revenge plan? I am right next to you.
Sorry, I tried to do a thought bubble, but it wasn't drawn very well, so it turned into a speech bubble.
Here's the vaccine. There is something you must know about your case. Is that what Swedish people sound like?
It's close
or
enough.
Swiss people?
No one will know the difference.
Who cares? It's one of those countries. About a week before his death, he will experience euphoria. That's when you administer this medicine and he'll survive.
I like that their definition of euphoria with that asterisk is so excited, he will think he's healed.
That's not what euphoria means.
No, not in most contexts.
Good luck, Dr. Bowers.
Thank you. Now the young man can live. See, he got a little more confident because he draws the engines of the plane and the wing but he still doesn't feel right about the fuselage. You can't do that quite yet. He's learning, though. Good for Jack Chick. I believe in him. Maybe someday before he dies, he can draw a whole airplane.
Before you leave, I would like to share with you the custom of my people.
Okay.
I would like you to tug on my beard with your mouth.
Do you want me to put your beard in my mouth?
No, I want you to put my beard in your mouth.
Yeah,
I stay here. You do 90%. I do 10%. It's like a chin out thing. And then you suckle on my beard hairs a little bit as a show of faith.
Is this an actual thing, or are you just making me feel weird and wanting me to suck on your beard?
Maybe.
Okay, I'll do it, but honestly, I just kind of want to know what a Swiss beard tastes like. How you doing?
A little better, I think. Thank you.
Hey, who's your doctor?
Dr. Bowers. He's the one with the you know how he has, like, if he was speaking, like, behind a wall, you wouldn't think he has that much authority, but as soon as you see that there's a mustache in front of his mouth, you're like, oh my goodness, I need to listen to this person. That's the doctor.
Oh no, shimmy shimmy shake, I'm acting. Look at me, I'm worried over here.
Is something wrong with him?
Well...
What are you implying?
Nothing. Hey, I shouldn't even be talking to you, man. See ya, I just gotta get out of here. Shimmy shimmy, walk away. Hope you die.
Did you just do an inception on me?
I don't know what to tell you, not James Franco. That guy in the movie kind of reminds me of James Franco. But it's not. It's the Scarecrow from Batman Begins. See you later, not Scarecrow from Batman Begins.
Are you talking about Cillian Murphy?
Cillian
Murphy? The actor Cillian Murphy from movies like 28 Days Later and Sunshine?
I haven't seen either of those movies, so...
They're very, very good, and I'm pretty sure, I know Danny Boyle did 28 Days Later, who is also the director of Slumdog Millionaire, which is without great actor from the British Isles or wherever, Scotland or something, Ireland maybe? Cillian Murphy.
Anyway, see ya. That should rattle his cage. Talking about Cillian Murphy, he's gonna get real unconfident in his doctor, because Cillian Murphy...
I just want to add that Cillian Murphy doesn't look anything like James Franco.
I just want to add that you can shut your whore mouth. Dr. Bowers lands with his precious cargo. Thank you for meeting me, son.
I'm here to help, Dad. Just let me drive you to the hospital. However, just before we get in this car, I do want you to know that I have had a whole fifth of Black Label Johnny Walker Scotch.
Minutes later, screech, crash, look out, says person in car. Wow, that's a Michael Bay
who's
scene.
That? Do you think that's Dean Cain from God's Not Dead?
It must be.
And he was so flustered, and that's why he ends up hitting Kevin Sorbo later, is because he's just flustered from the accident he saw?
Every time there's a car accident, I assume Dean Cain is involved. He's not even a real person. Dean Cain is an idea that resides within us all.
Back at the hospital.
Doctor, I'm feeling much better. I think I'm healed.
Wonderful. Now it's up to Dr. Bowers.
You sound weird. You look like what Doogie Howser should have grown up to be. Did you hear that Dr. Bowers was in a terrible accident? His son died instantly.
Oh no. What about Bowers? That's what that guy sounds like. He goes through life with the most annoying voice. He sounds like what you try and make people sound like when you're annoyed with them in stories.
What about Bowers?
Bowers, ooh.
An airbag saved him. They're bringing him here now. We're sorry about your son. Thank God you're here.
Is John still alive?
Yes, Doctor. He's doing great. That guy might be the same guy. I don't know if it's that other guy with the chin, so...
No, that guy's half airplane, so... We haven't a moment to lose. I'm surprisingly cheery, even though I just watched my son die. See the Band-Aid, the head injury, doing me wonders for this grief. I can't remember anything for like more than 5 minutes. It's excellent. It's supremely good shit. I'm telling you, best drug, severe brain damage.
John, look who here. It's Dr. Bauer. He has a surprise for you. I assume she's an immigrant that has worked very hard to get her nursing degree.
Yeah.
And we should all be proud of her.
I'm very proud of her.
She's done very well. She's providing for her family in a new country.
Here it is, John.
For me? What is it?
This is for you, John. I have an accent now, and we got it here just in time.
Is this like one of those things where, like, you get some brain damage and suddenly you can, like, paint really well?
Yeah,
But now you just have, like, a shitty accent?
yeah, that's what I'm doing now. This is the medicine. It's got dots all over it. Look at me, doobity-doo.
You sound like the bad guy in, like, the Newsies.
The Newsies, I hate that Christian Bale kid. He's always dancing, selling some papes out on the street. Christian Bale, I'm gonna kill your parents. I hope you don't become the Bat.
Tell me about it, Doctor.
This will save your life.
But I'm okay now.
No, you are in another stage of the disease. We must inject this into you now.
Alright, bring it closer so I can see it. I'm also very educated in the medicines. I read The Food Babe.
This is priceless, John. Now I can keep the promise I made to your mother.
Oh, you're slipping in and out of different nationalities. That's the point.
Now I'm like John Oliver. It's 2015, John. 2015.
Wow, that is pretty much his one punchline.
Yep.
I do like his show, though. Not to shit on John Oliver. Or you, Dr. Bowers. Just a little bit closer, though. My eyes aren't so well.
Is that better? Is it better?
Are you now a racist white person trying to sound like a karaoke Asian?
Ching chong ding dong, take the medicine.
Wow, your affliction is not... That's worse than whatever I have, even if I die tomorrow.
John has a real latent racism issues that ties into his mental illness.
Grrr! Apparently, I also have, like, the mange.
John, what's wrong? No! Splat.
You're not gonna poison me with that junk. I'm fine.
You're a dead man. Why?
Oh, you're back to normal. Cool. But I don't trust you because your brain's all fucked up. Get out. You know what you just gave me? That said, Mr. Bowers' semen. It was just a vial of your semen. I don't know where you put the actual medicine, but you're not tricking me again into drinking a vial of your semen. 3 days later, holy shit, I'm melting. Like straight up melting. Not only my dick.
Turns out his whole body was a dick.
Oh, maybe he's just a dick. Nurse, what's happening to me?
In 5 days, this ungrateful wretch died a horrible death. Wow, Jack Chick taking a real firm stance against this fictional character he created.
Yeah.
This ungrateful wretch. Wow.
I'm so sorry, Dr. Bowers. You did everything you possibly could.
John threw away the gift of life, and it cost me my son. Sob, sob, sob. Acting.
What about you? Is this going to turn into a narrative about Jesus suddenly?
It might.
Yes.
God won't let us into heaven because we're all infected with sin, which is fatal. You can tell it's fatal because Yoko Ono, young Leonard Nimoy, Janine Garofalo, Wesley Snipes, some Arab actor that's probably typecast, and then more Mexican Carlos Mencina is they're all fucking sinners. Especially Janine Garofalo. All who die with their sins unforgiven will end up in the lake of fire.
But God is not willing that any should perish, so he sent his only begotten Son from heaven, 2 Peter 3-9, to give the gift of life to a dying world, and he did that by having an Arab woman give birth to a baby, even though she didn't even get the dicking to go along with it. And let's be real, Joseph, real good in bed. Smelled terrible, but it was kinda average for the time and place. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father, but by me. Also, guys, hey, we're hanging out by this tree. Does anyone have any weed?
Jesus shed his blood, and then other things happened, but now he died a brutal death, but 3 days later he rose from the dead. Now comes the big question.
John was a foolish, ungrateful man who believed a lie and threw away the gift of life. Will you?
The random janitor lied to him, made him skeptical quickly about Mr. Bowers, Dr. Bowers, and suddenly, because was this sort of like the serpent apple thing?
I guess. I mean,
but what if that guy had told him the truth, and he still died? What if he's like, hey, Mr. Bowers, Dr. Bowers is into like sex trafficking, and he actually was, but he was trying to actually save the patient. Like, what's the difference?
Not to mention it was a vaccine that wouldn't have helped cure his disease.
Dr. Bowers is an awful doctor.
Also, this doesn't really work because the guy actually had a disease.
Right.
Whereas Sin, as far as I can tell, not a real disease. Pat Robertson has something. I don't know if it's a disease, but it's keeping him alive a lot longer. He has like one of those, if this were like a Friday the 13th-esque TV show, he has some sort of talisman that must be keeping him alive. He's just a husk.
I like the idea that he like keeps a secret talisman under his shirt and he just rubs it. I'm like, oh, you'll keep me alive. And he has like elixirs. So basically, you don't die. Don't die or you will go to hell.
That's the one.
Jack
There you
Chig's
go. Pat
fucking
Robertson.
lesson.
He's ready.
Lesson learned, Jack. Thank you. You fucking cunt. Like this had no like segue.
Nope.
At all. It was just like, yeah, that guy's probably a douchebag. Because his doctor tried really hard to save him, and then he died.
So I hope you learned something today. You can always follow us on Twitter at Bible Reloaded.
You can follow Hugo at Hugo Reloaded. You could always subscribe, and you could partake in maybe a nibble or two of our other chick tracks. Just a nibble, though. Don't eat it all. Share it with other people.
You can also donate to our Patreon campaign. We do a once-a-month patron-only hangout. We just did one. It's a lot of fun, for me at least. I don't know about Jake or our audience, but I enjoyed it.
We did a shot. We just shot on camera together. That was pretty cool. And then there's gifs made of me finger gunning.
There's a GIF now out there of me doing that shot, and
your face was the worst.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Hugo is not yet a man.
Nope. I don't mean that
in the cultural aspect. I mean, like, physically, his body has not matured.
You say yet as if it's gonna happen. I don't think so. I think this is where I am forever.
Oh, it was a good time, though. It was a good time. You guys should come hang out with us.
So, thanks everyone. Until next time, I'm Hugo.
And I am Jake.
And this has been the Bible Reloaded.